I just finished my recovery run for today, and while I was running down the road, I had an idea pop into my mind, and I began thinking about triathletes in general and how you people are some of the most amazing people that I've ever encountered, some of the most inspiring people that I've ever encountered. And I assume that all of you have your own why, your own reasons for why you do triathlon, why you sign up for running races and participate in all of these crazy events that most people don't understand, and they think you're crazy for doing it. And so I thought it'd be neat for us to take just a few minutes to go on a walk together and talk about why I try. So let's get into that together. I guess the main reason why I do triathlon and why I sign up for these events and do these long training sessions is probably a reason that most of you can relate to, and it's just simply that I want to be healthier. There was a time in my life not that long ago that I would say I was very unhealthy. I grew up in a real small town, and I played football. Football was the primary sport in that school where I grew up. And so I got really into football and weightlifting. I competed in some powerlifting competitions, but I never did want to go for a run. Now, I always thought cardio was the biggest waste of time, and so I never really gave it much attention. Really, even all the way through college, I never took up running. In fact, the first race that I've ever done, I don't have any pictures of it because it was so embarrassing. It was a 5K that I signed up for, and probably many of you who are watching this video, that was the first thing that you did, is that you had a friend who talked you into signing up for this short race, and that's what I have come to learn to be the gateway drug to triathlon, is signing up for your first 5K. I trained for that. I don't remember how long. I did one of those couch to 5K programs, and it was quite an embarrassing show. In fact, it took me so long to finish that 5K that my friend who convinced me to sign up and run with him, he completed the race, and then he jogged back the course about half a mile, 3/4 of a mile, to meet up with me so that he could finish with me. He's a great friend of mine, and he meant well by that, but I remember feeling pretty ashamed that I was so slow. But that was the first time in my life that I ran 3 miles without stopping, and I didn't think that that was possible. And so that made me begin to wonder what else was possible. And so I signed up for a sprint triathlon, and I didn't even have a bike yet, but I signed up for one, and I bought a cheap bike off of eBay. That was a disaster, and I ended up having to go and to buy another used triathlon bike. I had a great first experience, a challenging course. It was rainy, and there were a lot of hills, a lot of climbing. I thought I was going to die on the swim because I panicked, and it was my first open water experience. I was also the only one at that event that did not have a wetsuit. I didn't own a wetsuit, and so I was freezing to death, and it was a wetsuit legal race. Everybody else was wearing one. It was a disaster for me in a lot of ways, except for the fact that I finished. And so I finished the race, and that gave me the motivation to know that I could do more than what I thought that I could. You know, there was that time that I thought that all that I could do was lift weights and play football. And now I was learning that if I put in the time and the dedication, I could do more than what I had previously thought. But the truth of the matter is, I was not happy with myself. I wasn't happy with the way that I felt. I wasn't happy with the way that I looked. I had put on quite a lot of weight Probably a common story after high school and college and marriage and having a couple of kids, and my lifestyle was completely different. And so I put on quite a lot of weight, and I'm a short guy, and I'd gotten up to 220 pounds, and I just didn't feel good at all. And so through the process of just being consistent, not doing anything real crazy, but swimming and biking and running, some strength work here and there, and just being more intentional about what I ate, I ended up I ended up losing approximately 40 pounds from the time that I began training for that first 5K and the time that I completed my first Ironman back in 2020. There are really many reasons why I would say that I got into triathlon, and why even after 6 years now, why I'm still excited about it and why I'm still training for it and shooting for goals. There are a lot of reasons, but one of the most basic ones that I think is probably the most relatable is just simply that I wanted to be in better health, that I wanted to be around longer for my children. I wanted to enjoy life better with my wife. I was tired of being tired all of the time. And as counterintuitive as it may sound, with all of the training that we do, I find that whenever my training balance is right, I actually have far more energy than I ever did whenever I was spending most of my free time sitting on the couch watching television. And so that's why I try. What is it that motivates you to get up off of the couch whenever you don't feel like going for that swim workout, or going and getting on another 3-4 hour bike trainer ride? What is it that motivates you, that gets you up and gets you excited to go and to attack this thing that we call triathlon? Let's start a thread down below and motivate and encourage other people, because if you are anything like me, there are times that I need to remind myself why I do this. Why is it that I get outside and go for a run? Why do I spend so much time training? Well, there are some really good reasons why we do that. And so let's motivate each other, and let's remind ourselves why we try and the greatness that that brings to our life. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of the early support that I've received as I began this channel. And I would just like to ask you to do me a favor. Please take just a minute and subscribe to this channel, as well as send maybe this video or one of my other videos to a friend of yours that is into triathlon or running or something like that. If you think that they might enjoy some of the content that I'm producing, I would greatly appreciate it if you would help me get the word out, as we strive to encourage more people and motivate more people to get out and to try. Hope you have a great day.